to Guardians of the Gigaxy Episode 2. We are an actual play 5th edition D&D podcast set in the Underdark. I am here with the 4 slaves, Byron.
Hello.
So polite.
Nick.
Why, hello.
Ataria.
Hello.
And Lele.
Alright.
Who wants to say what happened last time?
Should we roll for it?
I mean, you can, yeah.
I'm gonna roll for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whoever's highest has to do it.
Oh, it's not me. Oh, okay.
Oh, no, we're
I
tired.
got a 6. Oh god, I got 14.
Okay,
You should do it in like Bubbles way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it
Absolutely.
from her perspective. Just your perspective overview.
Okay, so I was in this terrible little slave pen with a bunch of people who are fastly becoming my friends. I accidentally told a lizard to kill a man. And then we've been shot with these arrows that are quite addictive. They make us all go to sleep. Really, we all just want to get out of there before we're fed to a spider.
Spider God.
A spider god.
Yeah. So, Loaf is basically upper body of a naked foxy drow lady, then a massive spider body. Yeah, she's a bit
Not
of
my
a...
kink.
Up into 8 legs.
They can just be doing so much.
Very neat.
That's what lizards are.
You guys had a full night's sleep.
Fantastic.
You're back to full health. Have woken up, had a bit of a chat amongst yourselves and various other prisoners. There's, I think, 10 other prisoners in there with you, sort of waiting around for either food or work to be dished out. While you guys are chatting to Prince Daneril, you see a couple of Quaggoth and about 3 drow enter, one of which has a scar and a limp, which you recognize as what Seraph told you was Jorlin. He sort of waits for them, one of the other 2 drow, to open up cage, and he sort of looks around and he's like, "Oh, you cat person,
Yeah.
why are your shackles broken?"
You made them very tight, and they were very uncomfortable. And then this big man, he just snapped them because I was complaining. I didn't ask him to. I would much rather be shackled.
This is the second time you've been unshackled.
But it's not my
Sit
fault.
down in the corner over there. The rest of you line up along the bars. And there are 2 other drow pointing hand crossbows at you all.
I will just go to the back, and I'm obviously covered in mushroom. And I go up to the fish, and I'm like, "Fish, does this look infected to you?"
This time.
He sort of looks at it, shakes his head, and walks to the bars and immediately lines up.
I line up at the bars also. Boja does.
I nudge my friend, the Quaggoth, Prince Daneril, and suggest that he should actually go talk to Jorlin to see if that we can get an audience with Mistress Ella. While he's here, I suggest that you do so that we can all try the amazing meal that you had. Not only that, but maybe we can improve our quarters.
Well, I mean, we probably should line up unless we want to get shot and go sleep again.
But wouldn't you rather?
Roll a persuasion.
16?
I really think we should just line up. I mean, it looks like we're getting our work duties for the day. Isn't this novel? And he lines up.
I go to sit in the corner, but I'm muttering the whole way about how drows are stupid.
What was that?
Nothing.
Everyone apart from Bubbles is now lined up, correct? Jorlin walks up and down the line of you. He points to the Darrow Bupido, Jerry Two Toes, and Jim Jar, and he's like, "Alright, the 3 of you go with this Quaggoth.
Where am I going?
Work.
I hope it's not anything to do with like lifting, because I'm really not in the mood.
Get to work."
I just like flick my tongue. It's like a big like middle finger to him.
Jim Jar skips and Bupido walk very dignified out and you follow a quagga towards the stalactite bridge. He continues walking along and points at Ront, Yokroak, and Boja and Prince General and says, "The four of you go with this other quagga." Prince General glides his way out as a man befitting of his stature, followed by Ront, who hulks his way out. Ront is a very big orc. I'm assuming the two of you follow?
I follow the orc. Yes.
Yeah.
And he points to Eldif, the mushroom person, Seraph, and the fishman, and says, "Okay, the four of you follow this guy. His name's Derek. Follow Derek. He'll take you to your work for the day." He walks in, draws a hand crossbow. "You, kitty, you're coming with me." The other drow is pointing his hand crossbow at Topsy and Turvy, who are left in the cell as you are marched out.
What's gonna happen to my gnome friends?
Put to death, I hope.
Jerry, could you roll me a d20? Boja and Yokroak, choose one of you to roll a d20, and
For fuck.
Bubbles, roll a d20.
Yeah, you can roll.
Yep, alright.
I've been rolling a couple lately.
What am I just rolling it?
Yeah.
17.
17.
We work stone.
I got 2.
Hey!
I'm gonna die.
Bubbles is gonna get killed just cause, like, why not?
So, first we cut to Ront, Prince General, Boja, and Yokroak. You are put to work moving rubble and stones in carts from a tunnel that they seem to be building. And there's Quag off there digging and with pickaxes and just sort of throwing the rubble at you guys. Yeah, you're told that you have to dump it into the ravine below, which you get a good look at the actual layout now. There is only one way to get to the largest stalactite, which is across a bridge. And you see Jorlin marching Bubbles across. And you're sort of put into pairs. Ront is with Boja, and Yokroak, you're with Prince General.
Right.
And it sort of takes two of you to push these big carts. What would you like to do?
So, Ront, you've been here for a while.
Ront been here a while.
Yeah. What happens when we have enough and we have to get out of here? What are you thinking, Ront?
Ront, don't understand.
Yeah, Ront.
Enough what?
Enough being slave, Ront.
Ront had enough being slave.
When?
Ront, a great war leader.
Yes, I agree with you, Ront. A fine soldier a fine war lord like yourself, it does not belong in chains. It should be the drow who are in chains.
Drow are filthy. Ront agrees. If Ront only had axe he would slice into.
Ront, if I call on you, we will break free, and I will get you that axe.
Ront will follow your lead.
Yes. Now let's keep our heads down for now.
Ront is a master for glory.
I like Ront.
Ront has done many courageous and heroic things in his life.
Tell me one of your great stories, Ront.
In one
Let
word.
Ront think. Which is most heroic and courageous? Ront once led one man band into abyss.
Into the abyss.
You can roll an insight
check? That's a 10.
You totally know he's lying.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, he's not good at it.
But for the sake of this, that's very brave, Ront.
Ront is super brave. No thing is braver than Ront.
Nice. I'd like to know that you have my back in here, Ront, if I have yours.
Ront has all backs at all times. They call Ront, backer of many things. That's why Ront lead rear guard.
That's why you lead from the back, like all great generals.
Ront, expert in tactical
Cool, retreat so we can slay enemies another day.
So you're a coward. I'm Team Rot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pushing.
Give me a strength
the strength.
roll.
17.
You are doing most of the work here. Ront is basically telling you of his great deeds, all of which you are deducing are lies. Things like slaying a kraken that he found in a mountain, swimming to the bottom of the ocean just to get some sand. He once did a backflip so hard that he flipped around the world twice and turned back time to save his brother.
That's impressive.
Badass.
Very impressive, Rod. I was sent on a holy quest to travel 5 oceans, and so far I've only crossed one.
Rond has traveled 18 oceans.
This is a competition.
All while fighting hordes of dwarves.
Yeah. Well, while I'm pushing this, why don't you try to do a backflip?
Rond too busy working. Rond has very strong work ethic.
Yokroak, you are with Prince Denero.
Prince General.
Prince Denero.
We need to get a pickaxe to break these rocks smaller.
Well, I mean, we could, but that would leave me to push this cart by myself.
No, we'll still push it together. We just need the pickaxe.
We need the pickaxe.
Now, those fellas over there.
The beastly things, aren't
Yes,
they?
they are.
Utterly beastly.
Absolutely
And
ghastly.
can you imagine being one of those?
I know. It's
How
absolutely
vile.
foul.
Absolutely.
But you...
Stringent beasts.
But they do know manners, and that's what you have. Look at me. Look how I spoke to you before. How do you think they would be able to understand and deal with me?
Well, I mean, they, in my interactions with them, they have not really been all too courteous.
I can understand. No one can really measure up to what you know. As an elven prince, we have not had that training.
I know. Poor creatures.
Yes, it's terrible. However, we do need that pickaxe, and I need you to get it.
Well, there is one lane right there. If we just push the cart over, pretend to pick up some rubble, and you nab it.
Fantastic. Well, let's just push the... Can we push the cart over? How far is the pickaxe away?
Look.
Well, yeah, well, no.
Do a perception roll.
Okay. Let's just do a perception roll for, like, what's actually a...
Yep,
around.
absolutely. Take a look around.
Nat 1.
And that one?
He's like, no, over there, you silly dwarf.
Shall I just roll again?
Roll with advantage because he is literally holding your face in the direction. Is that a 2?
No, it's a 12. Nat 1 again. 14.
You see about 10 feet away, there is one. Also about 4 or 5 Quaggoth about, just working away.
Yeah. Is there a lot of noise going on?
Absolutely. Like there's tink, tink, as they're sort of communicating in undercommon to each other. There are 2 drow watching you. While watching over the work, they seem to be sipping some kind of tea and making weird comments in drow about various workers.
Are the drow... How far are the drow away?
They'd be 10 feet in the opposite direction. The pickaxe is sort of 10 feet into the tunnel that is being dug, and the drow are 20 feet away from that.
Right.
And you're 10 feet in the middle.
Right.
That was a really complicated way of explaining that.
It was a very... Yeah, it's very precise.
Yes,
Very
let's
precise.
go with that.
Prince Dinero.
Yes,
I reckon we should get the pickaxe and break these chains.
go for it. I
And so...
shall push the cart.
Well, why push the cart when you're in chains if you come over with me?
Just grab the pickaxe.
I'm going to grab it, but we're going to grab it and then I'm going to break it there, so I want him to come with me.
Okay, make a stealth roll.
12.
You make it over there, both of you,
Oh,
unnoticed.
right.
Oh.
Okay.
Shall I shove it down my pants for later?
Yes, you shall.
Well, these pantaloons are quite billowy, so I think I can hide it.
I think that is a fantastic idea.
And he sort of like belt tucks it, and manages to hide it.
Okay,
Shall we get back to work?
let's get back to pushing this
Let's
car.
do it.
Let's
Do
push
a-
it close to the drow too, so we can see what they're drinking.
Give me a strength roll, followed by perception.
15 for strength
Yep, you are doing most of the work.
and 11 for perception.
It seems like they are drinking a glowing green tea,
And how far away are we from the drow at this point?
about 5 feet.
General, shall we have some tea? It's about tea time, don't you
I am
think?
quite
10:30.
parched. Excuse me, fine gentlemen. May we partake in a slight tea break?
And we'll walk up to them too, so, we're now 2 feet away or so.
You fucking prisoners, get back to fucking work now.
Mate, we just want some tea.
I do not take kindly to you fucking mocking me, you fucking shorto. I'm reaching. You all saw it. He had a gun.
Alright. I lunge. Okay, we're 2 feet away, and I'm like, I just yell out, fucker. And I've got my dagger. Pull out my dagger for the throat.
Okay, roll initiative.
I do lunge though.
8
Yeah.
plus modifiers?
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't.
no. Is Dinero can I yell at Dinero to get the other guy?
Yeah, it's actually your turn first. So, what would you like to do on your turn?
I yell at Dinero to pickaxe the other guy.
You're getting a surprise round first.
Oh, fantastic. And so I suppose I will dagger the guy that I'm closest to.
Cool.
In the throat, specifically.
Yeah, make an
my
attack roll.
Due to my training. 16.
That hits.
Do you have a dagger if you don't have any equipment?
No, I started off with the dagger.
He has a dagger. He has a shiv type dagger,
Shiv.
which is basically just a sharp rock.
Sharps, it's actually, I managed to find some obsidian.
La-di-da.
Fancy true.
I know what I sees when I sees it. Okay, what's the damage of a dagger? Is it like a D4?
Yeah, 1d4.
I deal 8 damage.
8 damage.
8 damage.
You hit him in the neck, but you don't hit a jugular or anything like that, or an artery or anything. But you sort
Can
of
I get him in
slice-
his wind, like his
Yeah,
wind?
you
So he
slice
can't
open his
actually make
windpipe.
him...
Prince Denerol goes, "Tally ho!"
yes!
Actually swings at the other guy twice, but he doesn't use the pickaxe.
Okay.
He's using his fists. One of them connects with this guy's face, and he takes 4 slashing damage as he just like starts bleeding across his face as a claw mark is left. Prince Denerol goes again with rapid reflection, and we're at the top of initiative now, and with his 2 attacks he hits once and at the same guy deals another 7 damage, and you are up.
Me.
Yokroak.
You know what, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to keep... Now he's on the ground, he'd be grabbing his windpipe at this point, I would assume.
Yeah,
So I'm just going to
yeah,
try
absolutely.
attempt to fill his face full of holes.
Oh my lord.
This is clearly prison.
Prison rules here.
15.
That just hits.
Just hits, yeah.
Just hits.
And 5 damage.
5 damage?
Yeah.
Describe what happens as he dies.
Does he die?
Yeah.
Well, so I suppose I wouldn't be as furious as that. I know his windpipe slash. He's going down no matter what. So I actually just kind of finish the job. Take my time. As when I say take my time, like a quick second
Yeah.
to just nick the jugular.
Blood spurts everywhere.
Yeah.
He falls backwards, and he is actually right next to the edge of the ravine. It is the remaining Drow Guard's turn. He draws a short sword. Does a 10 hit you? You're not wearing armor, so yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
And you take 5 damage as he sort of like tries to stab at your gut, but grazes along the side, leaving a large gash. Prince Deneril is going to drop the guy in a savage fury of blows. A crumpled sort of corpse with its face torn off is laying on the ground next to the other corpse.
Well, that was good sport.
I agree, don't you think?
Now we're
Bloody good show, old chap.
But-
Bloody good show.
Shall we have that tea now?
We shall. I gingerly pick it up and hand it to him.
Yeah, he drinks and he's like,
And I pick it up and we cheers.
his pinky is out.
So we touch. We're touching pinkies at this point.
And he takes a sip and he's like,
By God, it's been a long time since I've had a decent cup of tea.
Oh, this cup of char is absolutely amazing.
bubbles.
Hello.
You are being led by Jorlin, while he's actually got you walking in front of him, into the largest stalactite. Behind you, you've seen your friend, the dwarf Yokroak, Boja, and the others being put to work. And you are led inside this. Basically, it's a tower, but upside down. So it's a downwards tower.
Okay.
The bottom level, which you are led into, it seems to be the quarters of an officer. Jorlin sort of mutters to himself.
Man, that was the good life when I lived here.
You used to live here?
Yeah, this used to be my room.
Oh, so that's pretty nice.
Anyway, up that ladder.
I thought we were bonding. Yeah, okay, cool.
And I say ladder, it's more of a very tight spiraling staircase. He forces you to go up before him.
Okay. So as I'm walking up, so you used to be here. This used to be your thing. Are my feet shackled?
No, your feet aren't
Okay,
shackled.
cool. So I'm just, leisurely going up. So this used to be your dig. So I'm like, what happened? How'd you get out of here?
I fucked up.
What'd you do?
I
Sunshine?
let Sareth get away.
You let who get away?
That drow you're in with, Sareth.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually gave me this scar.
That asshole.
I know. I know.
He says scar, but it's still like a stitched up wound.
He's like, but anyway, keep walking.
How's his eye looking?
It is covered.
Okay. Bro, I can relate to you. This was given to me by a drow too. Not that one, but I also don't like that one.
You
So,
should have done both of them.
honestly, I'm starting to think it's the same about you, buddy.
Keep walking.
Okay.
And you sort of get to a much more opulent quarters. It's very gothic in its theme. Like, it has a spiraling black four-poster bed made out of, it looks like black glass, and it's all twisty, and the sheets seem to be made of a very fine silk. And there's a big chest about 5 feet away from it, and another staircase going up. He tells you, keep going.
I put my hand over my mouth and go, someone's trying pretty hard to impress, huh? Look at these digs, am I right?
He ankle taps you, and you trip a bit. He's like,
Pick up the pace, prisoner.
You're just not very friendly, and I have a name. Okay.
Yeah, prisoner.
Bubbles is my preferred name, actually. Scarface, ugly pants.
As you reach the top chamber, inside are 2 female drow figures facing away from you, and they're sort of kneeling, one right in front of this giant altar, which has a woman with 8 spidery limbs. In each limb is a black opal stone. The other one, much younger drow, she's dressed a lot simpler, is sort of about 5 feet behind her, also kneeling, and it seems like they're in prayer.
When I see the altar, I visibly shudder, and then I'm like, please, I don't want to be in here. This is gross.
You'll pay respect now. Mistress Elvira.
No.
The figure closest to the altar stands up, turns round very slowly, and glares right at you before, like, her facade is broken by a very warm smile.
Did you invite me here for tea? Because Prince General was telling me that you're very hospitable.
Ah, yes, you've met Prince General.
I have. He's a charming fellow, and I hear you are too, m'lady.
That is the appropriate way to pay me respect. Now, if you wouldn't mind sitting down.
I would love nothing more.
There is various cushions around the place. She gestures to cushion next to a small table. She sits opposite you, grabs this big silver pitcher and pours 2 drinks out of it, and hands you one. She's like, I hear you have been quite naughty, shall I say? Yes, you've escaped your shackles twice.
To be fair, you make them very uncomfortable.
Isn't that sort of the point of being a slave?
Well, I mean, if you just ask me politely, I'm sure I would like to help you. Maybe. Maybe.
Okay, I will ask you once,
Okay.
and depending on your answer, I may placate you.
Okay.
Will you willingly be a sacrifice to Loaf?
Interesting. Your choice of words there. See, now before I said the slave thing would be maybe okay.
I mean,
but,
that is what we are going to do with you.
But again, you said sacrifice off the bat. what's the?
Well, what we are going to do... This is what we are going to do. As soon as the caravan arrives,
Yes.
we're going to send you off to the great city, the great web city, where Loaf resides in her avatar form. And you'll be fed one by one, live to her, while we all rejoice.
I see. You know, actually, now that you mention it, I have heard that the caravan comes usually every 2 weeks. And to be honest, I've been here for a while. I've seen it. Are you planning to take all of us?
Yes, I plan on actually going back myself this time.
That's so fun. Neat. Where is that caravan, though? Because I look forward to its visits, obviously.
Well, don't we all?
We do.
Well, you see, it is bringing my replacement here.
What?
Yes, you see, I have moved up in House Miserum, which is my family. I'm needed back there.
Interesting. And that's why it's late, because they're trying to...
I can only assume so much. I mean, they would need to bring either quite a lot of people or quite a lot of supplies to replace me.
That seems fair and reasonable. I've only heard people sing your praises around these parts, so that's interesting. Yeah, here's a crazy zany idea. Why not don't kill me?
And what benefit would that have to me?
I mean, haven't I proven that I'm a pretty neat little person to keep around? I can slip your shackles and break them too, because I'm so strong. And also, you know, I've got such a sunny disposition.
That you do, which would mean you'll make all the better of a snack for the Great Mother.
Or all the better company. That's a nat one.
She's like, Slave, what was your name?
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Here is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I am going to send you back. You are not going to have to work today because you have amused me.
Oh.
However, you will be the first to be fed to the Great Mother.
You know what?
And I will hand-deliver you.
You will hand-deliver me?
I will hand-deliver you.
Do you know what? That's a little bit flattering, and I am surprised I get even that much. Neat. Okay, so while I'm here with you, you know, we're just
Yes.
having a girl-to-girl chat.
Absolutely.
How are you?
Well, I'm good.
Good.
Yes.
That's so good.
As I said, I've received great news.
Mm-hmm.
My mother has been killed, and I shall take her place.
Oh, yeah, different people view family differently. So cool. cool. And who's the that person that was standing behind you before?
Oh, Asher.
Yeah.
She's my apprentice.
Oh, I see.
Yes, she'll be coming with me to teach her the ways of love.
Oh, that's intense and weird. Neat. Okay, cool. That's nice. And also, you know the guy who brought me in here? Is he still within here?
Yes.
Neat. Yeah, okay, I'll say this quietly then. He's got like a real thing, like, up his butt about not being here anymore. He said he doesn't live here anymore.
Well, just between us girls, we used to have a thing.
Oh my goodness.
And he failed me.
Oh.
And now he has to watch me with... That sounded a lot more twisted. A lot more twisted than I intended. So fuck it.
I'm visibly blushing.
Now he has to watch me have a new plaything.
Oh, God. Yeah. I feel a little bit bad for him, if I'm honest, but if he failed you so dramatically, that seems
did.
fair and reasonable.
I mean, how can you be right hand to a priestess if you can't even do simple tasks like kill a fugitive?
I agree. I love killing fugitives. Do it all day at home.
Do you?
Yes, I do. As it happens. Why do I keep doing this?
Okay. Jordan. Yes, mistress. Go get the myconoid.
Oh no. Yes, good. Yep, bring him on in.
About 5 minutes of go passes, and he comes back with this small mushroom person. Puts him near the altar of love. Says, "Come on, Kitty Bubbles. Come with me." And she slowly saunters up and hands you a dagger.
Interesting. Okay, cool. What are my chances if I just bolt?
Out of character?
Yeah.
In character?
Yeah, go for it.
In character? It's up to you.
Neat. Okay, cool. Okay. Interesting. Just a fun little question. Do mushrooms bleed?
There's only one way to find out. And she sort of stands back.
I'm gonna kill a mushroom. Yeah, hi.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. First I'm just gonna like, cause she's standing back.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna get in close and pretend I'm taunting him and like, you dumb little mushroom dude. Hey, bro, okay, so if I like stab you a bit, like, I'll try not to kill you. Can you just like play dead?
As you say this, some spores burst out of the top of his head and directly into your face. In your head, you hear, "You're gonna stab me?"
Yeah, bro, like, but just like a little, because I don't want to die.
I don't want to die!
That seems fair. I get that, but I'm really at risk here.
I'm at risk here! You're gonna stab me!
I didn't meet you down in the pen. We didn't bond. I'm ready to kill you, frankly, if it saves me.
You're not very nice!
I'm really nice.
Why don't you stab her? She gave you a knife!
I know.
I have no hands!
I get that. Okay. I turn to her and I say, "Look, I want to do this, but my hands are shackled up here. That's a bit ridiculous."
He won't struggle much.
No, but I will look stupid, and I have a thing for
That's
flair.
fine.
No, it's not. It really isn't. I need to at least one hand free. Come on now.
Okay, agreed.
Neat.
She unclips one hand,
flicks it around. And, oops, I'm holding it in this one though. So quick.
She takes it from your hand and puts it in the other.
Okay, well, neat. Alright, so, she's standing how far away from me?
She is standing about 5 feet from you.
Okay, cool. So I'm like, can mushrooms do anything? Is he remotely useful?
Roll a nature.
Okay.
He looks like a giant penis.
Right?
Another nat 1.
That one? Yeah, they have their uses.
Oh, that sounds
You've had
wrong.
mushroom soup before?
Neat. Okay, good. Okay.
Ask her if you can have him for the soup. Just sound even crueler and like, can we have him to eat?
I'm gonna kill this dude. I really want to feast on his powers. Okay, cool. Yeah, so, alright, I lean into the dude and I'm like, follow my leash. Okay. Who's in the room with me?
It is you,
Yeah.
the mushroom, and 3 drow. Her,
3 drow.
Yeah, her,
Yeah.
Jorlin, and
Oh,
Asher.
okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. And she's closest to me.
Yes.
Bomb. Right. So I like stretch it out of it, and then I go as if I'm gonna stab this.
As
little
that,
dude.
he goes, my name is Stool. You can't kill someone you know the name of.
Yeah, but your name is Stool.
Don't do it.
And then I turn around and I lunge for Mistress. Straight up.
Do an attack roll.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes.
That's a 14 plus what? Do I plus? My dex?
Yeah, just Dex.
Neat. That's a 19.
She takes it to the... Where are you stabbing her?
Didn't think I'd hit her, so let's go for like right in the
chest?
in the chest. That's
She takes it to the chest, smiles at you,
neat.
grabs your hand,
Yeah.
and give me a strength saving throw.
That's not the one I wanted to hear. Okay. That's a 9. Oh no, it's another 9. It's a 11.
She guides your hand
Yeah.
to Stool
Uh-huh.
and plunges the dagger into him.
I just say, sorry, bro.
You hear screams that
Yeah.
last for about 2 seconds and then fall to silence.
Okay.
Then she smiles at you and says, see, that wasn't so hard. And then she steps back, touches the myconoid,
Yeah.
and this bright green light surrounds him.
Uh-huh.
And you hear his screaming come back, and she goes, now again.
Well, if you can do that, yeah, I'll stab him.
We will cut to Jerry, Jimjar, and Boopido.
Yay! Oh my gosh.
So excited.
You're a monster.
That mushroom is fucked. Okay.
Maybe that's the tea you've been drinking.
That's what I was thinking.
Glowing dead mushroom.
And you are led to what looks like an armory. There are 3 drow in there and 1 quaggoth. They put some armor in front of you, some chainmail, and pour a black sludge on it and say, clean it, bro. Fucking clean it.
I turn to Jimmy Jar,
Jimjar.
and I'm like, does this happen often?
Happens all the time. This is what we do all day, every day.
Why are you so happy?
I'm alive.
Like, can I do a perception check to see if I can try and get out of this? Try and get out of cleaning? I don't know, something distracts me. I don't know, I see a shiny light.
Okay.
Or-
Yeah. Roll a perception.
18.
You see a very, very shiny sword
Okay.
just hanging on the wall next to a shield. It glints, and it's sort of glinting in your eye. And the sound of Jimjar sort of going, hey, you really better start cleaning. You've got they're coming over. You've got to just scrub. Boopido going, you really should do what Jimjar says here. fades away.
I am easily distracted, and I don't hear their voices, and I'm walking towards the sword. Just like in a trance, just like a moth to a light. I'm just walking towards it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
18?
You feel a bolt piercing your back, and you take 1 point of damage. All of a sudden you hear, "Oi! What the fuck are you doing, cunt? Get back and start cleaning."
I keep going towards the sword.
Another Constitution saving throw.
15.
You feel another bolt hit your back. A voice chimes in and sort of breaks your trance, going, "You better fucking stop. You better fucking stop, you lizard dog."
How far am I?
Oh, you're about 5 feet.
I keep going.
Give me one last Constitution saving throw as your hand reaches out, I'm assuming.
Yep. Ooh! 5.
You black out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fucking got him. Fucking got him. And you are out cold for 4 hours.
Fuck Jerry. Fuck Jerry. Okay.
Damn it, Jerry.
Damn it, Jerry. 4 hours. Okay. That's my turn.
Back to fucking guard murder 101 over here.
Like, did I hear any of this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, we're doing the same. We're on the same sort of what do you call it? On like work thing.
How far away from each other?
Yeah, because
You're about 30 feet from each other.
So when he sees us, like me,
so I see it happening.
we just drink
And
tea.
I go, well, better good time than ever. So I talk to Grant.
Ront.
I talk to Ront. And I'm like, okay, we'll do it. So I grab his chains, and I was like, grab my chains. We're gonna break them together.
Roll with advantage.
19.
His chains do not break, and neither do yours.
My chains are not broken.
Oh shit, your chains aren't broken?
Well, I'm double chained as well, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
At this point, 5 Quaggoth turn round and
Does Prince Dinneral, do you understand what they're saying, my good friend?
no, they're vile beasts.
Hope you have a better plan, dwarf.
Porter Morty, why don't you, good man?
We
must think.
He's like, absolutely. And he pours tea. He's like, would you like to join our tea party?
Yes. I've been drinking gruel and like mushrooms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some tea.
At that point, you hear one of the Quaggoth just let out a big, meaty howl, and then a few seconds after it, there seems to be like a bellowous sort of horn sounding.
Too much tea.
The Quaggoth seem to be walking slowly towards you, forming a semicircle, as across one of the bridges, the one to the left, come 5 drow.
So the Quaggoth are behind us, like against the wall-ish kind of thing. And so you see the bridge to the left.
Yeah.
So is there 2 bridges?
There's 3. There's one to the central stalactite, which Bubbles was taken to.
Yeah.
One which you had to cross, which leads to the armory, which eventually leads back to the slave pen. And then one which leads to where all of these drow are coming from. You sort of hear these
for the
drow
tea.
as they come go, oh fuck! They got Damo and Darren! I didn't like those cunts anyway. Fucking would always take my fucking lighter and would never give me ciggies back. Fucking dicks.
Can I do just a quick perception on what these dead drow have?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I assume, like, how far away are we talking here?
Probably 40 feet from you.
Oh, that's terrible. 5.
You see, one of them has a big hole in his neck.
Yeah.
The other does not have any facial skin.
Right. And I do know they have a sword and a loaded single-hand crossbow.
Yep. At this point, Yokroak and Boja give me dexterity saving throws at disadvantage. 16 was your lowest?
Yeah, I rolled 18 for the other.
You managed to avoid these crossbow bolts as they come in, and you rolled
I rolled a 5.
you get struck right in the groin.
Right in my...
And
collapse.
give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's a 19 plus.
You are
change.
fine. You take 1 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
How close are these guys to us?
40 feet.
40 feet, okay.
Oh, fucking got him in the dick!
You've been waiting to say that.
Fucking got him.
Can I see if there's, like, any way... So, like, there's a bridge with heaps of drow,
Yeah.
and behind us, there are Krogarth,
Quagga.
and that's it.
I'm just going to yell.
It's like, can I see any way?
There's 2 bridges you can go across.
Is there a bridge that has a distinct lack of drow?
2 bridges with no dragon.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick up the crossbow and the sword.
Yep.
I've resheathed my dagger basically because I'm drinking tea,
Yeah.
and just yell to the armory, tally ho! Because I know he would be coming with me, and I'm just moving off now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So
I shout for Rond also.
give me a perception check.
17.
Rond is booking it. He is already about halfway across the bridge to the armory.
That's the spirit! To the armory!
Yeah, let's roll initiative.
This is going to be a short podcast.
No, I'm already dead.
No, you blacked out.
4.
18.
It is a skill challenge.
Oh god.
So for a skill challenge, you need to tell me what you are doing. I set a DC. You have to beat it. And so many successes means you pass, so many failures means you fail.
Okay.
You cannot use the same skill twice unless you want to roll with disadvantage. Boja, you go first.
Well, we're running across this bridge.
Yeah, and you are immediately being followed by Quaggoth. Prince Deneril is just laughing his head up and saying how delightful this is, and sitting and drinking tea. You have
So he's basically stayed behind.
Yes,
Okay, I'm at the front though, right?
yes, you are faster than Ront is actually at the front,
Oh, yeah.
but you are faster than.
So I'm going to use my perception to make sure that I'm running on the bridge and make sure that I don't step through because I imagine it's like a rickety rope bridge. I don't put my foot in anything, so I'm paying special attention.
I hear you saying perception, but I think you mean athletics for what you are describing.
I don't mean athletics. Okay, do you want me to roll athletics?
I mean, like for what you're describing, it would be athletics.
To make sure that I put my foot in a hole.
It's a bridge. It's not like falling to pieces. They use it, maintained. It's an outpost.
How about I use my perception to dodge oncoming bolts?
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
be like ducking them as I'm running?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 19.
You're running across this bridge, and you look to your left, and you just see a hail of bolts come in at you, and you manage to yell off to Yokroak to duck as they soar above your head. Yokroak, you're up next.
Am I just able to scream at the top of my lungs to get Prince Dendril to follow us? Like to persuade him that this really is not the time.
Yep, absolutely.
To just be
give
sitting
me a
and drinking tea.
Persuasion on here, you said?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. 9.
What do you yell?
I'm just going to yell because there's not a good persuading. So old chap, this is really not the time to be drinking tea, good sir.
What better time is there to drink tea than with a bit of sport? And he takes another sip and crosses one leg over the other and faces you.
So he's just watching us flee.
Boja?
So how far am I across the bridge?
You're about 3/4 by now.
3/4. I am going to... Oh god. Wisdom is not the most... I'm going to do an athletics.
Yep, to get your sprint on.
Yeah, to like extra the pace. Come on, Boja.
Well, you know what they say.
Pace.
You don't want to get in the way of a rampaging elephant.
Nice. That's that's another 18.
Yeah, you get your hustle on.
Yeah.
You are booking it across.
So, because he's used athletics, does that mean I'm not allowed?
No, you're not.
So I'm good?
Yeah, you can use it. It's just if you use it again.
Yeah. So then I will, I'm going to be picking up the pace now. With the hail of arrows and just, by this time, Prince Dendril is... I've given up on Prince Dendril. Oh, God. 8.
As you run, you sort of trip and it rocks the bridge. You both sort of lose your footing a bit and you cause Boja to also fall. Not off, just over. As the bridge starts swaying.
My dice rolling is bringing us down. I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
Boja, you're up.
Could I use my insight to see if Urok is kidding? Did you just knock the bridge? It's like, I'm just grasping at straws.
Yeah, no,
Yeah?
no, absolutely not.
Okay. Can I use animal handling to handle myself up this bridge?
Like on a
Are you
leash?
sentient?
Okay. Right. I'm just trying to. Oh, can I use my survival to like not fall off and die off this bridge and climb back up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, 21.
You managed to claw your way back up.
So now what happens? I'm rolling.
And now it's Yokroak. You're still lying down on the bridge.
Yeah,
the bridge is swaying.
I'm going to use my survival to get myself up and get up and get going. Oh, fine. Thank God. 21.
You both managed to get to your feet and are running across. You get to the other side, and I need 2 reflex saving throws.
This is where I fail. 17.
You add dexterity to reflex, don't you? 10.
I'm going to need 2 constitution saving throws at disadvantage because I rolled a nat 20.
From both of us?
From both of you.
I rolled a 6 and then a 5. So.
And I got a 3.
Oh, good. Okay, you are both out for an hour. As you black out, you see the Quagoths picking you up. You feel yourself being carried away. I think that is the perfect place to end it. With 3 of you out cold. Another one of you torturing?
Sacrificing.
No, because she's bringing him back.
Yeah, this is a bad situation Bubbles is in.
Boja, you stand alone in the long golden blades of the grass of the great savannah, the ochre dirt mimicking the hues from the setting sun. As darkness descends, you hear voices carried by the warm wind.
You are nothing, Boja. You're all alone, people, land of God, God. You'll die here in the darkness alone, and then we will devour you. We will pick the meat from your bones, and then you will be ours for eternity. Come to us, Boja. Take the first step to damnation.
You lift your foot and wake.
I'd like to say a thank you to Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech for the use of his music 8-Bit Dungeon Boss, Unseen Horrors, Video Dungeon Crawl, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license at www.creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0. I'd also like to say a thank you to Voxal Plus version 3.08, distributed by NCH Software, licensed software from www.nchsoftware.com/voice changer.